Hey guys, go ahead and grab a hot cup of tea or coffee and get a cozy blanket and settle in. I'm going to take you guys through our evening routine. So our evening routine typically starts right before my husband gets home from work. I try and have a few things done before he walks through the door. One of the main things that I try to do is I try to have a cup of tea ready for him so he can come home. It is still winter, so he can come in, have a nice hot drink, as well as I have some pregnancy tea. Next thing I would do is I actually pull out all the stuff from the fridge for prepping his lunch, so that when he walks in the door I can just throw it all in his lunchbox and stick it in the fridge and I no longer have to worry about it. I did actually end up filming a video on what I do put in my husband's lunch on a weekly basis, and I'm going to end up posting that soon. After that, it's the final touches on dinner, and then we sit down and typically eat as a family together.
Put that in your pocket for later.
That's usually the goal. This night Isaiah was actually ready to eat before. His nap schedule was a little off, so he actually sat down and ate without us, and then once he was done we actually sat down and ate. And this night we all had spaghetti. Next, I put away the leftovers and get ready to tidy up the kitchen. While I'm doing this, Isaiah is usually in the living room playing with Jeff or with his grandparents. Today he's actually playing a memory game that I made for him, so he's looking at the pictures and trying to match them. And after he did it for a little while by himself, my mom actually joined and had him going through the pictures for recognizing people. Once I'm done in the kitchen, I move on to my son's bedroom and I get it all prepped for the night. I like to close the curtains and then pull out the stuff that he needs. And tonight he is actually having a bath, so I pull out his pajamas and his diaper and I actually take those into my room because that's where we dry him off and get him in his pajamas after a bath. Tuesday typically he has a bath, but on Saturday it's the only day we use soap. So he takes a bath every other day, but Saturdays with the soap. By the time I am through with this, I am getting yelled at by the furries, so I have to stop what I'm doing and end up feeding them. So I make their dinner. And tonight was actually Kiana's pill night. So I had to give her her hormone pills. She gets one of those every 3 days. So tonight it landed on that and I had to give her one. Once I am done feeding the dogs, I will move on to cleaning up the living room. I just pick up the boys' toys and put those away, as well as get some prep done before his bath. I will mix his bottle with some Miralax, and I also pull out a little snack for him to eat. And then while I'm doing this, he is in the bedroom with Jeff. The boy loves the guitar, so he's usually always found in there. Then I will run the bath. And as soon as that water comes on, the boy usually comes running. Once he's all dressed and dried, he will move on into the living room and he will watch Blue's Clues. We've been watching that every night for a while now, and he loves it. So he will lay on the floor propped up with his bottle, which the bottle does have a sippy cup tip, so he's not still drinking from a bottle. While he's doing that, I will come in and spray a sleep spray on his bed just to kind of give his bed a nice smell for calming him down. And then I move on to prepping a nighttime drink for myself. I have been taking Calm with magnesium to try and help me sleep. Being almost in my 3rd trimester, sleeping is getting a little more difficult, so I have found that this helps. And then I also set up the kitchen for the morning to try and make our morning go a lot smoother. At this point, the boy is done with his bottle. And he is joining Papa on the couch with his snack, which happens to be a banana cookie with some dried cherries and oats. That's basically all that's in it, and it's supposed to help fill his tummy and help him sleep a little longer. And then we move on to getting him ready, which means brushing teeth, washing face, combing his hair, all those kind of hygienic things. Then he goes into the room to read stories with Daddy. After we pray, he goes down to bed and Daddy sings and puts him to sleep. And then I move on to my hygienic routine. Very basic, just brushing teeth, washing face, throwing on a moisturizer, and calling it a night. I like to fill up our diffuser at night, same reason that I spray my son's bed, just so there's a nice calming scent in the room to make it a little easier for sleeping. I am using 2 drops of lavender, 1 drop of eucalyptus, and 1 drop of peppermint, and that's the mix that I'm using this evening. After that, it's time to put the dog to bed. So Kiana's the only one that sleeps in our room, so Jeff will send her out. She gets to come back in and do a little bit of a mental exercise, do some tricks, get a treat, and then she is off to bed. And then she will spend the evening in the room with me while I wind down for the night. Next thing I do is I have been doing some squats and some exercises as well as stretching to try and help and get ready for delivering this baby, making things easier. So that's what I'm doing right here, just some basic squats, and then like I said, I move on to a stretching routine, which I didn't actually film. After that, I set out my clothes for the morning. One of the very last things I do before getting into bed is I put on some lotion onto my stomach to help from the itching. I'm not too worried about stretch marks, but the itching does suck. Then after that, I will crawl into bed and I will either watch a few videos or look up a few things on the internet for a couple minutes, and then I will read a book. Once I'm done reading, it's lights out and I call it a night. As always, thank you guys for watching and I hope you enjoyed.